All right, so day 2 of the fast, a little more, a little more like day 1, nothing really special, but today I decided to go to the grocery store. And the night before I really thought about it, I was thinking, because my son loves to go to the grocery store, he loves to go in and shop, and I'm so used to doing grocery pickup now. I've been spoiled by that. But so I was thinking, should I go in or should I do pickup? And I was thinking, I'm fasting. For one, I don't want to be tempted, and for two, I don't want to have to walk around the store and get tired or weak or fatigued and not have my salts. So I did pick up. He did not like that I do pick up. So we went and picked up a couple of things. And then afterwards, we went to his favorite store, which is the Dollar Tree. He calls it the green store. Mommy, stop at the green store. So we decided to stop at the green store because it was right by Walmart. And we stopped there just so he can, look around. And Dollar Tree isn't that big. So I knew that, I wasn't going to get too weak or fatigued or anything. And I'm not feeling weak or fatigued, guys. So I don't want you to think, oh, you fasting, you're just going to be just dying and, on the edge of death. And you're not. I was just saying that, your body is working. Your body is working and still working and processing all the toxins and all the waste out of your body, but you're running on body fuel. You're not running on carbs or food that you take it in. You're running on just solely the fuel that your body has stored. So it's in a very sensitive state to where you don't want to shock the system in any way, like increasing your heart rate and doing all these things. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't want to, walk around the store, because that's exercise too, especially if it's a huge store and you have to go from one end to the next. And you have a toddler that you're picking up, taking down, picking up, it's a lot. So I was just thinking of those things as I'm preparing for my task of the day. So since Dollar Tree isn't that big, we went in, got a few things, and I was starting to feel a little weak, So I was like, I need to go home, come on, go home so that I can take my salts. Because I took a little bit before I left, but I definitely need to replenish my salts. So we did that. I didn't go through the whole Dollar Tree. I usually like to go through all the aisles just to see what they have new, but I did not. He got his little toy and let's go. We gotta go. So we left, and then by that time we came back, it was about time for lunch. So I prepared them lunch, and again, everything's looking good, it's smelling good, but you have to resist. And I bought them, some snacks that I like myself. I usually take a little piece off their plate and taste some, and I couldn't do this. I was so tempted to do that, but I didn't. And a lot of times we're not really eating because we're hungry. We're eating because that's what we're used to doing. We're eating because that looks good and that smells good. I want it in my mouth, So we just have to be mindful of, our relationship with food. Are we hungry or are we just greedy? And most of the time we're greedy. So I finished that, and after that I was just, okay, I'm just gonna rest. I'm just going to sit down, rest, and prepare for the second day live, just talking to the people. All right. Just giving the people the best information I have. So I was preparing for that. And then, dinner rolls around. I'll feed them dinner. And then we did the live. And in the live, we just talked about planning for day 3, which is the big day of ending our fast and refeeding, what we were going to eat, and how important it is to plan your meals. Plan your pre-meal that you're going to eat before breaking, that you're going to eat to break your fast, because, and I just thought about this, but how you're hungry, but you have no idea what to eat. And, especially if you don't have anything cooked, or even worse, when you're out and about and you don't know where to get something healthy to eat, because you're hungry. So you're like, I want something quick. I don't know what. And so you end up going to that fried chicken place, because it's the first thing popping in your mind because you're hungry. So with fasting too, because you have this hunger, you have this craving and all that, and you're thinking about food and all that, you really want to be careful when refeeding, because the system, your body, is so sensitive right now. Your digestive system has slowed down to compensate for burning all that stored energy. So you have to introduce food very sensitively, very gradually, in order to not shock the system. So we were talking about that on live. Make sure you check that out. I did a cool PowerPoint and everything. I'm taking it back to high school. But, make sure you check that out, and just some tips on what foods that can really benefit you when you refeed, and what foods that can, may do some harm, or not, just may have negative effects like diarrhea, bad stomach ache, and you don't want that. We started to refeed at 6, and in a couple of hours you'll go to bed. You don't want to go to bed with a tummy ache. You want to go to bed comfortably. And so, anywho, after the live, going to bed. So, and speaking of going to bed, could not sleep. I had insomnia, and I couldn't take any melatonin. I have melatonin gummies, and I couldn't take those because they're gummies, they're sugar, it's going to cause a craving and a domino effect. And I didn't want to do that. So I kind of just lay there, listened to some sleepy music on YouTube, and eventually I dozed off, at a later time than I wanted to. And that's part of fasting too, because when you release those energy stores, you get this boost. You get this boost of energy right when you're trying to sleep. So it does cause insomnia sometimes. And also, what I noticed on day 2 is that I did have diarrhea. And that's another thing where I would just advise just paying attention to your body. Now, the recipe for the electrolyte drink, it says take 4 times a day. So I'm going to take it 4 times a day. But listen to your body, okay? And I say that because I was going to the bathroom and I was diarrheaing out. And sometimes when you take too much of the salts, you can have diarrhea, all right? And it wasn't just one time. Like, if it was one time, I'm like, oh, okay, just flushing. And it probably was still flushing, but I just really had to think, okay, I took 3.5 servings of the electrolyte drink, and I felt fine. Listen to my body. Was I having any cramping? Was I having any dizziness, any heart palpitations or anything? No. Okay, well, I can stop at 3.5 servings. So I would just say with your electrolyte drinks, and that's why I say it's so important to talk with your doctor, but also being aware of your body, and, trying to make those adjustments during the fast. And that's what I did. So I just did that 3.5 servings. I felt fine, and no more diarrhea. So please make sure, speaking of diarrhea, if you want to know more, stay tuned to day 3 where we break our fast.